Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU Audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University, Staff Training and Research Institute of Distance Education, STRIDE. Master's Degree Programs, Master of Arts, Distance Education, MADE, 2nd Year. MDE 419 Staff Training and Development in Distance Education. Block 5 Staff Development Experiences. Unit 2 Reflective Online Resources for Online Professional Development. Santosh Pandar and Sanjay Mishra. Note: this article was published in Interactive Discourse, May, June 2008, Volume 1, Issue 2. The article reports on a review on designing and presenting online reflective resources for online continuing professional development, online CPD. While reading this article, you will note that the online resources have been categorized into 5 elements: orientation and organization tools, learning activity tools, interaction and collaboration tools, support tools, and analytic tools. The authors have reviewed and analyzed various research studies to exemplify and strengthen the design of reflective resources for online continuing professional development. In their concluding remarks, the authors have noted that further research is needed in context to establish the effectiveness of the reflective online resources designed using the 5 tools in this paper. After having gone through this paper, you must develop clear understanding about different elements in online resources and may think of using these in future in the most appropriate manner in your situation. Introduction. With increasing use of the web for online learning, training and continuing professional development, theoretical discourses on the nature and process of online learning are coming to the fore as frameworks for design and development of online learning resources. These discourses, though rare, guide the practitioners and researchers in further articulating any online learning framework and design of various resources within that. The Inquiry Learning Forum, AILF, of Barab, McIntyre and Sheckler, 2003, for instance, is a web-based professional development system to support community of practice, COP, of teachers. The AILF was used as an extension of face-to-face, F2F, workshops and/or as an extension of online interactions to develop relationships outside it. 4 principles of design supported the framework: fostering ownership and participation, focusing on inquiry, visiting classrooms through video streaming and web-based technologies to situate in social context, and online learning community support around collective experience and practice. In Salmons, 2004, model, there are 5 stages of moderating, access and motivation, online socialization, information exchange, and knowledge construction and development. At stage 5, the participants are also encouraged to reflect on the process of their learning. In a recent work, Anderson, 2003, combined 2 models: community of inquiry and independent learning through structured learning resources in delineating interaction and interactive learning on the semantic web. Design of online resources through cognitive presence, teaching presence and social presence was crucial in the model. It has been argued that since student learning online is greatly influenced by their perception of teachers' interactivity, strong teacher presence and professional development is essential in order to maintain a sustainable online learning community. Wilson and Stacy, 2004. Both online and offline interactions are required for knowledge construction and formation of identity in the community, and so also the formation of professional development community and its convergence with the offline community of practice by the online facilitators, mentors, Barab, McIntyre and Sheckler, 2003, as well as continuous peer evaluation, Gustafson. Inquiry are essential ingredients to a higher order professional learning community poised towards transformative learning and transformation of professional identity. Salmon, 2000, Anderson, 2003, Barab, McIntyre and Sheckler, 2003. It has also been argued further that reflection and reflective Practice facilitate this process towards quality learning and quality. Professional practice, Sean 1987, Valley 1992, Moon 1999, Cowan 1998, 2002. Anderson 2003. Reflection in Action, Reflection on Action, Sean 1987. And Reflection for Action, Cowan 1998, are suggested as prerequisites for enhancing learning for professional development, individual knowledge construction, collaborative social construction and negotiation of meaning online. Within the COP, Panda and Juva 2006. Current research in the field, besides other dimensions, has focused on how the online resources can be properly designed so as to ensure criticality and creativity in CPD. This paper reports on a review of design of online reflective resources to facilitate online educators and trainers in building reflection into the process of professional development and transformation of professional practice. Online CPD, a framework. It is essential that frameworks for online continuing professional development, CPD, are developed within which design of learning resources can be located. In a recently work, a training needs analysis, Panda, 2004b, was carried out to discern the CPD needs of educators, their preference for constructivist online professional development, and views on the role of reflection and experimental learning in online CPD. An online constructivist CPD, online CPD, framework was developed and evaluated as commented by educators having access to the web. The results of the study suggested that there should be interdisciplinary approach to design, development, and application of curricula. The online activities need to be combined with reflective practice in the offline community of practice. Activities and tasks need to be grounded in context, and there should be provision for networking and exchange in the community of practice. Panda 2004 BP.117. Figure 2.1 presents the framework for an online constructivist CPD. For a detailed discussion on the framework, see Panda 2003, 2004a, Panda and Juva 2006. The essence of the framework suggests that the individual cognitive structure of the professional is shaped by culture, previous learning, education, which is situated, and the community of practice in which the professional works. The cognitive structure also undergoes transformation through collaborative interaction in online learning environment. The variables that affect the professional cognitive structure and professional identity include individual CPD needs and perception of the value of professional development and its organization, design presence of the curriculum and the course content, cognitive presence, i.e. the intellectual environment in which the professionals individually and collectively construct knowledge and negotiate meaning, the nature of collaboration, interaction and engagement, and which leads towards meaning-making and transformative learning, teaching presence through direct instruction, and mentoring and facilitation of discourse, reflection by the instructor, mentor, and social presence of the participants and the mentor. The online discourse and reflection are also generally affected by culture, the extent of situatedness of learning, the professional community of practice, and other social influences. Also, a deeper approach to learning and further facilitation by the mentor to encourage reflection at various phases of learning and learning activities, including self-learning and collaborative community project, further enhance, upgrade learning towards more meaningful and transformative learning and transformation of professional identity. The framework given in Figure 2.1 suggests that in online professional development, the individual cognitive structure and professional identity of the professional undergo change and transformation through self-learning and reflection, and collaborative case-based projects in the community of practice. Besides collaboration and interaction in the online learning environment, it is argued that knowledge construction and negotiation of Meaning is as much the outcome of individual reflection, i.e., internal construction and negotiation, as that of social construction and negotiation. While case, work-based project work ensures identification with a community, the negotiation of meaning involves both participation and ratification. Therefore, participation, negotiation and ratification together contribute to ratification and transformation of the cognitive structure. Much of professional learning takes place at, besides the online learning community, the community of practice and through individual self-study and reflection. Therefore, any designs for online constructivist professional development program must take into account all of these variables and situate the learning experiences in culture, context and professional community of practice. It is underlined that individual reflection can enhance the quality of learning experience and lead towards enhanced transformative learning, professional identity, empowerment and emancipation. Fig. 2.1 Constructivist Online Continuing Professional Development, a Framework. Look at the screen. Framework for Online Reflective Resources. The Online CPD Framework, Figure 2.1, articulated interplay of self-reflection, online collaborative interaction and reflection, and collaborative projects in the community of practice towards continuing professional development, based on the design of and the interrelated variables associated with online professional development. A review of design of reflective online learning resources is presented and discussed in this section. The classification of online learning resources into 5 elements. Tools as given in Figure 2.2 can form the basis to further develop online professional development programs in any professional area. It may be noted that this review is exclusive to the interaction of the online learning community, in which individual and group reflection play a crucial role. For developing a comprehensive CPD programs, this should be combined with individual self-learning and collaborative and reflective projects within the offline community of practice. Look at the screen. Fig. 2.2 Online Resources Framework, Homepage. An ideal web-based course site includes different elements that are made easily accessible to provide additional information. Some of these elements, Williams 2002, include the following: course outline, calendar of activities, deadlines, activities, assignments, explanation of concepts, modules, links to additional resources, notice boards, announcements, conferences, discussion groups, email, online access to library, student profiles, etc. We have categorized the different elements in an online learning resources into 5 tools: orientation and organization tools, learning activity tools, interaction and collaboration tools, support tools, analytic tools. Figure 2.2 shows the varieties of online resources that can be provided to the online professionals and what constitute the online learning environment. Though the framework may look like any other framework for online learning, the difference lies in how these components are designed from the point of view of building reflection into the activities, as also promote reflection so that transformative learning and transformation in identity and professional practice take place. Further, these components need to be grounded in context and linked with collaborative projects in the community of practice. The 5 components of the online learning resources environment are described as follows: orientation and organization tools. These are a set of online tools that helps the reflective practitioner to get oriented to the community of practice and develop confidence by organizing his/her own learning space. This set of tools supports the motivational approach of Keller's 1979 attention, confidence, relevance, satisfaction cycle. The suggested tools in this group are welcome and calendar, instructor and learning community, concept map, syllabus, online CPD framework. 1. Welcome and calendar. This is an introduction, welcome by the mentor, course facilitator who provides an overview of the professional development program by highlighting the significant objectives and the activities to be performed by each participant. This is essentially a web page that establishes the relevance of the whole exercise. This also provides detailed calendar of activities. Also, this broadly lists through icons what the learning environment looks like. The calendar is also a personal organizer for the user who can store important personal information to organize his/her learning. 2. Instructor and learning community. This space is devoted to an introduction to the instructor, mentor and the participants. While the mentor brings in his/her expectations of the participation focusing on transformative learning and reflective practice, each of the participants outlines his/her perception, expectation, learner characteristics, the problems faced in professional practice, and views on how these can be addressed. These could be brought forth again at the time of asynchronous conferencing for them to look back and reflect on what they had said and relate to what they have achieved. This also ensures dialogue in the process. This corner also provides guidelines on developing skills of communication and meaning making online. This is the introduction space of the online environment where the participants get to know each other and develop a sense of belonging and mutual commitment. Wenger 2002. This space could be a page with information and photograph of the participants and or support by a bulletin board, discussion forum to which the participants can post their introductory messages and develop rapport amongst each other. However, the use of photographs in online community may expose an insecurity of a participant and also could cause a participant feel incompatible and self-conscious due to various reasons including age, color and looks. Hand 1999. 3. Concept map. Concept mapping, Novak 1998, is a technique by which mind maps or concept maps are generated to help individuals explore their knowledge and understanding for themselves or share their views with others. Huggs and Hay 2001. It is explicitly embedded within a constructivist approach to teaching with the aim of facilitating meaningful learning. Kinchan 2006, page 79. A concept map is a graphical representation of a concept showing directional links amongst subconcepts and establishing hierarchical relationships of terms to facilitate clear understanding. The purpose of concept mapping is not the production of a map which represents in absolute terms the relationships between concepts, but the production of a visual layout which can make that specific issues clearer and certainly more understandable to the learner who produced the map. Sikonyani 2000. Page 154. Concept maps can be used as an advanced organizer, as a tool to check whether learners have understood a concept, to promote discussion, and to collaboratively develop common understanding and strategy. Concept maps have been found useful for web designers generally. Hughes and Hay 2001, and also for conducting workshops. Chan 1998. And in online learning. Sikonyani 2000, Lucky et al. 2004. Concept map of a whole program can be presented with linkages drawn for various courses and modules, along with the type of relationship shown, as also the place of all the activities within the curricula. Concept map. Concept maps can be used for monitoring personal meanings, comparing meanings and connotations of ideas, and expressing assumptions that underline ideas. Even, participants may be encouraged to draw their own concept maps based on their perceptions of professional practices. Inspiration, as a software tool, can facilitate drawing of these maps. 4. Syllabus. The design of the syllabus curriculum is the most important aspect of this exercise, since this determines the whole process of online constructivist continuing professional development. While culture plays a significant role in online learning, Gunawardana et al. 2003, Sanchez, and Gunawardana, 1998, suggest that to meet cultural variations in individual learning styles, the best strategy would be to provide as many alternative activities as possible to achieve the same goal of learning. A reflective curriculum should bring in and also build on the context of professional practice, the expectations of renewed professional practice, the perceptions of the participants, and grounding of the content in the existing professional experience of the corp. Cultural pluralism can be addressed by bringing in a variety of values, social roles, and networks. Diversity within the corp and diversity in perceptions of learning and learning styles. 5. Online CPD framework. The design, nature, and implementation of online CPD should enable the participants to clarify what aspects of development they wish to engage in. This also provides clarity to both mentors and participants on what experiences to be brought in and what tasks and reflective practices one will be engaged in within the online learning environment and within the collaborative project of the corp. Presentation of the CPD framework a priori facilitates discussion and buy-in of the concepts and practices at the beginning stage. It also helps in building a common understanding of the key concepts and phrases used, particularly to clarify the conceptions of learning on which the framework is based. Learning activity tools. The function of these tools is to enhance learning, and, thus, all components included can be treated as learning activities. However, within this category, we group a set of activities as learning activity tools primarily because these are related to development of new knowledge and skills that a professional would like to undertake during her professional practice. These tools are module in different formats, HTML, PDF, MP3 etc. Activity, self-assessment questions, SAQs, and tasks. Activity, assignments. Activity, cases and community projects. Action research. Reflective journal. The learning activity tools are what Chacko, 1992, emphasized as information processing, mode of computer use in distance education. These tools help the reflective practitioner to learn with the principle, I learn by doing, which means that the user actually interacts with the resources to read, interpret and reflect to develop her own conceptions of the subject matter. 1. Module. Course modules are important ingredients of online learning and reflective engagement. The framework of Amoeba, adaptive, meaningful, organic, environmental-based architecture for online course design given by Gunawardana et al. 2003, should be extremely useful for developing content and designing learning activities. The varieties of choices to be provided in the module design include language, format, communication, activity, methods, and knowledge construction. These also need to be embedded into the existing content and experience of the professional community of practice and bring in reflection to the forefront of self-study and group discourse. While the instructors or mentors or instructional designers may bring in their views of the world and means of acting within it to the design of learning materials, Gunawardana et al. 2003, they have also to guard against any such bias as well as their own views on what the real world would look like for pre-authentication of materials, Petralia 1998. Besides selection and presentation of module content, each module may list its goals, study guide, assignments and reflective activities, and their linkage to various online tasks relating to self-study and the community of practice. The modules may be made available as HTML web pages, Acrobat PDF files, MP3 files and multimedia formats such as Flash. 2. Activity, SAQs. The self-assessment questions, SAQ, or activities are meant to engage the participants in writing down responses to the given questions and examine against the given content if they have understood and assimilated the important concepts. The participants may like to post the responses to the mentor for comments and guidance. However, this is essentially a facility that helps the user to Develop mastery learning of the concepts through continuous drill and practice. The system provides automatic responses based on user intervention with self-assessment questions. 3. Activity, assignment. Assignments for working offline and discussing online may be designed in a manner that encourages critical reflection, transformative learning, and reflective practice. Such tasks, based on existing professional practices in context, i.e., practices, beliefs, and expectations that the mentor puts to test by asking thoughtful questions, encourage reflective experience, put the participants to engage in reflective inquiry, among others. Assignments may also include literature survey and review, critique on each other's work or selected articles of important practitioners and researchers. Such an exercise may involve summarizing the materials individually and in groups, outlining the main points, arguing for or against, generating questions for discussion and deeper learning, establishing relationships of concepts and meanings, deriving problems and issues, and even undertaking a critical incident analysis, i.e., revisiting already learnt or experienced concept or event. All these provide reflective atmosphere and also generate reflection. 4. Activity, cases and community projects. This refers to the collaborative projects undertaken in the community of practice and is strongly linked to the transformative learning goals for the online learning community. Opportunity is provided for joint exploration, critical evaluation of existing practices, reflecting on new possibilities, and further developing projects and action plans that intend to improve professional practice. This also involves exchanging resources, sharing knowledge, challenging contributions of others, monitoring each other's work and progress, and working towards a joint product. This part of the activity, which takes place offline, needs to be comprehensively integrated with online collaboration and discourse, and should together articulate further reflection and therefore enhanced professional practice. 5. Action research. It has been well articulated by Van Halen Faber that a learner whose learning is personal and reflective exists happily within the framework of the constructivist view of teaching and learning. It is not surprising that for educators who embrace the constructivist paradigm, terms such as critical reflection, transformative learning, and reflective practice are familiar. 1997p.51. Action research, based on existing professional practice, facilitates reflective practice. Working in reflecting on the ongoing professional activities on the job, activities of clients, students, the dynamics of interpersonal relationship and group dynamics, the style of administration and management, all provide opportunities for critical reflection on action. Sean 1987. Action research must be based on a social practice for investigation, interrelationship and self-criticality of the stages of research cycle, and involvement of practitioners in the process of research. Carr and Mies 1986. Action research projects may follow the steps of planning, acting, observing, and reflecting within each cycle. Kemba et al. 2006. Reflective journal. Practitioners may be encouraged to engage in narratives in terms of telling stories of their experiences. With each story retold, the narrator grows and develops, new meaning arises out of old experiences. Van Halen Faber 1997p.52. Writing to learn facilitates professional growth. Journals can be in the form of logbook, diary, workbook, reflective writing, or even progress profile, written, maintained over a period of time. Looking back into the reflective journal provides opportunity to connect ideas, find coherence, and derive deeper meaning. One frees oneself and finds one's voice while writing. It is metacognitive since it involves self-inquiry. Online reflective journals can take the form of a blog or weblog. Blogs are used to encourage writing and being available to a wider community than a discussion forum. The accessibility of blogs make them very Motivating for the users. Blogs are like personal websites that any user can create without going through the hassle of knowing HTML codes and daily updating. Users of the blog can even receive updates through the use of RSS, really simple syndication, or news aggregator. Hernandez Ramos 2004. According to Roberts, 2003, plain text blogs are perfectly adequate to promote reflective practice. Mishra and Jan, 2002, used online dairy as a tool to promote reflection amongst practitioners of resettlement and rehabilitation. Qualified mentors provided feedback on the online diary, i.e. on reflections, prepared by learners at different point of time during the program. Hernandez Ramos, 2004, also concluded that reflective journal writing provides the instructors an opportunity to peep into the mind of the student, practitioners, and assess the degree to which they are making progress towards their learning goal. Being a personalized area, practitioners also develop pride and confidence in showcasing their learning to others. Interaction and collaboration tools. The Internet and World Wide Web, WWW, have become significant components of education, particularly due to the opportunities they provide for interaction and collaboration. Two types of interactions are possible on the Internet based on time. Interaction can be synchronous, i.e. it occurs in real time, or asynchronous, where there is a time lag between sending, receiving, and replying. Because of these tools, the online learning environment promotes collaborative learning, where participants work together online to solve complex problems and complete authentic tasks. Reeves et al. 2004. Research shows that students learn more and had favorable attitudes towards learning when working in small collaborative groups than in either technology-mediated learning environment or traditional classrooms. Liu et al. 2001. Research by Jung et al. 2002 on interaction in web-based instruction showed that the social interaction group outperformed the other groups, and the collaborative interaction group expressed highest level of satisfaction with their learning process. Findings of this study indicate that web-based courses should incorporate various types of interaction, including social, collaborative, and academic interaction. Salmon, 2002, referred these interactions as activities that can be organized through both synchronous and asynchronous technologies. According to her, activities are purposeful to motivate and engage the participants in serious learning. We included the use of the following 7 tools in the online resources framework: email, discussion forum, online chat, participant corner, social, wiki, web-based video conference, whiteboard. 1. Email. Email has become a de facto standard in interaction and collaboration. The system should provide internal email facility to provide mail to the mentor, individual participants, and also to all as a group. It would be further useful if the internal email can also handle attachment of files. In an earlier study, Watt, 1995, reported that teaching through electronic mail should be supported by other communication media, and it is useful to send course materials to the participants and do large mailings quickly. 2. Discussion forum. Students are expected to share experiences, negotiate meanings, and construct knowledge within discussion forums. Moore and Mara, 2005. Online discussions can play a critical role in web-based courses by helping learners to construct knowledge. Zheng, 2003. Discussion forum encourages and engages, through teaching, cognitive and social presence, reflection in participants for higher-order thinking and critical reflection. Owen, 1993, writes, asynchronous communication is, in my view, essentially reflective and responsive communication. Capturing or downloading the electronic text for reading offline or in printed form, for instance, is something we encourage our students to do so that they may feel free to contribute to whatever ways they find appropriate and at times when they feel it is appropriate as well. I believe this happens best when people have had a chance to reflect on their experience, consider the language they would choose to express their ideas, and compose their ideas to their own satisfaction. P.141. Sometimes, the participants may be encouraged to initiate, lead, and conclude asynchronous discussion on self-chosen topics. This provides more opportunity for deeper thinking and self-reflection. Discussion forums are generally meant to motivate for self-study, have a group feeling, and an opportunity to express one's ideas and views, and also to critique those ideas. LaPointe and Gunawardana, 2004, concluded that through online discussion forums, classmates shared experiences and interpretations. They encountered differences, which resulted in a zone of proximal development, Vygotsky 1978, and served as the scaffolding to help students clear their confusion, learn more and gain new understandings. However, using personality type as analysis, Lee and Lee, 2006, emphasized that extrovert learners participate in discussion forums actively as they tend to enjoy learning with cooperation and through cooperative problem solving. They suggested that group formation in discussion forum should take into account participants' personality, and a mixed group is preferred than a coherent one. 3. Online chat. Since chatting is online and in real time, such a facility may be utilized to understand each one of the community better and for instant dialogue and clarification on each other's understanding, perception of the same phenomenon. Online chat may both precede and succeed a discussion forum. Chatting can be used effectively as tutorials on one-to-one basis or in a group situation. However, if the participants are from different time zones, it becomes difficult to organize. Some participants also feel uncomfortable with chat due to inadequacy of language of discourse or ineffective use of technology, such as typing speed. Mishra and Jua, 2006. With the availability of VoIP and Skype technologies, chats can also be organized using audio, and thus participants can organize audio conferences in a real-time situation, thereby discussing, debating and reflecting on a topic. Reflective online resources for online professional development. 4. Participants' Corner. This provides an opportunity to each of the participating professional to place one's views, ideas, further comments, critical reviews and even full article in the corner. Participants have full freedom to interact with each other and exchange ideas and construct, negotiate knowledge, meaning, irrespective of whether or not the mentor contributes to the debate. Many a time the participants' corner also serves as a social meeting point that enhances participant interaction. Jacques, 1991, identified a list of social functions that can be accommodated within the online forum. These social functions are encouraging, mediating, gatekeeping, following, relieving tension, initiating, information seeking and giving, clarifying, elaborating, coordinating, orienting, testing and summarizing. The informal environment provided by the participants' corner without the overseeing of a mentor would create conversation, commitment and greater enjoyment for the learner. Moore, 2003. Research by Gunawardana and Zittal, 1997, show that students engage in various activities online to also enhance their socio-emotional experience. 5. Wiki. Wikis are like a combination of a website and a Word document. Without the knowledge of HTML, the users of Wiki can even edit the content. Thus, users can add, delete and edit content on a Wiki site. Therefore, Wikis are excellent tools for collaboration in an online environment. Auger et al. 2004. Wiki gives real power to groups to collaborate and work on content using a standard web browser. An interesting aspect of Wiki is that while the latest version is visible after editing, deleting the content, the older versions are also archived and can be retrieved if and when required. Thus, the progress of a group project can be tracked and the involvement of each member can be assessed. Kress and Kimmerle, 2008, demonstrate that individual learning happens in a wiki due to internal processes of assimilation and accommodation, whereas changes in a wiki happen due to activities of external assimilation and accommodation leading to collaborative knowledge building. 6. Web-based video conference, the use of full-motion video to see and hear two or more persons in two or more locations is referred to as video conferencing. It could be delivered through two types of technologies: Internet Protocol, IP, based, and Integrated Services Digital Network, ISDN, based, ACA 2007. It could also be room-based or desktop-based. However, with the growth of Internet and WWW, the use of desktop IP-based video teleconferencing has increased in education to provide synchronous visual inputs. Web-based video conference promotes reflection through synchronous communication, narratives, debriefings, one-to-one and group supervision, etc. It allows partnerships among peers, exchange perspectives and gain understanding in a collaborative manner. Daly et al., 2008. However, video conferencing sessions are often critically dependent on the expertise of the facilitator, who normally retains the control. Hidestug and Kaptleinen 2005. In a study on success factors in video conference mediated instructions, Selim 2005 concluded that technology, reliability, learners' perceived usefulness of the system and learners critical to the success of video conference. In a recent study, Stafford and Lindsay, 2007, concluded that the Internet-enabled video conferences appeal more to socially oriented students than they do to students with a low social orientation. Fung and Woodruff, 2003. After analyzing the use of digitized video for professional development of teachers, concluded that teachers' professional frames, content, subject matter expert, form, teacher technician, pedagogy, master, teacher, and media, video producer, allow them to look at video from different perspectives. Thus, the use of video conferencing for CPD would be highly useful for promoting social presence, reflection and collaborative learning. Also, it is important to note that costs are lower for IP than asynchronous transfer mode, ATM, based video conferences. ACA 2007. 7. Whiteboard, the use of electronic whiteboard in conventional classrooms is probably the most significant change in classroom learning in the last decade. But, in spite of increased motivation of teachers and students in the classroom, there seems to have little measurable impact on student achievement. Higgins et al., 2007. On the web, whiteboard is primarily used as an add-on to the synchronous video conferences to create virtual classrooms. The use of whiteboard or a scratch pad alongside the synchronous communication system allows all participants to see each other, talk to each other, and permit them to share the whiteboard to draw, write and present prepared materials from multiple sites. Plageman and Gobal, 1999. Thus, it creates a classroom-like familiar situation both for the students and the teacher. The visual medium can promote reflection through collaborative interaction, brainstorming sessions and group project work in real-time mode. It is also successfully used in collaborative course development. Tsai et al., 2006. Using the synchronous whiteboard, instructors in a medical education scenario could spontaneously interact with the students. The study showed that the final mean scores for both the on- and off-campus students were similar. This result leads Oz, 2005, to recommend the use of synchronous broadcast lesson over the internet as a useful technique for teaching medicine to remote places. Beaumont Kerridge, 2007, described a system of synchronous conferencing system with whiteboard, voice internet protocol extended reach, Viper as commercial name, and reported the evaluation of the system as more engaging due to visual appeal, interaction, and the web browser capture facility. Thus, as in the use of video conferencing, whiteboard can also be an important resource for collaboration and reflection in online professional development. Support tools. Insofar as professional development is concerned, everything that has been proposed in this framework can also be considered as support tools. However, within the context of the framework and a specific continuing professional development program delivered online, it is essential that some specialized support mechanisms are inbuilt to address the needs for adult, isolated, and independent learners. The online environment demands high self-direction and autonomy of the participants to take responsibility of their own learning, but they may need assistance in achieving this skill. McLaughlin and Luker 2002, Williams 2002, identified 3 levels of support to implement online courses successfully. Provision of good technical support, training in new technical skills and familiarity with new learning environment, and understanding and accepting new ways of learning and teaching. The support or scaffolding techniques used online are built into the technology so as to elevate the learner's cognitive level and develop skills necessary for efficient operation of the system. Bellefoy 2006. In the online resources framework, we considered the following as support tools: mentor support, technical support, web resources, search engines, online dictionary and thesaurus, netiquettes and emoticons. 1. Mentor support. While the mentors provide support to enable participants to further reflect on their learning, they themselves also need training on experiencing personal and collaborative reflection in building corps. Salmon 2002. Salmon's work, 2000, provides comprehensive guidelines on how to organize a moderation. The mentor must ensure that some participants who are able to personally reflect but may not post messages are encouraged and enabled to do so. Also, mentor support should ensure that not only are participants able to engage in reflection, but more importantly that they use reflection for further enhancing their learning towards in-depth meaning-making in transformative learning. Moon 1999. As Orsini, Jones and Davidson 1999 point out, this is possible only when the mentors are also engaged in reflective practice. One most important aspect is to recognize the difference between reflecting while working online and more possibility of reflection while downloading material, resources and messages, and working offline. The latter is most significant in enhancing reflective participation and reflective practice. Sinclair, 2003, reported that for successful mentoring online, it is important to engage with the principles of mentoring, use set of authentic activities and assessment tasks that encourage higher order thinking, reflection. 2. Technical support. This section provides for all kinds of help required to take care of technology use in online learning itself. This is highly significant, as many adult professional practitioners may not feel comfortable with technology. Therefore, the technical support section clearly informs the users about the technical requirements of the user computers and how to get in touch in case a problem arises. There should be 24/7 online supports through telephone, email and possibly through real-time audio chat through Skype or any other VoIP technology. Technical support is essentially a user guide page to which participants can refer for troubleshooting. 3. Web resources. The web resources are in fact additional links to a variety of web-based literature relating to the topics of study, discussion, which the participants may like to draw on depending on their level of difficulty. Discourse. Web resources provide additional opportunity for self-study, self-analysis, and self-reflection. These resources may also include links to resources on the methods, e.g. distance education, online, CPD strategies, links to professional development associations and organizations, and literature databases and online libraries. The system may be such that participants can add new resources into specific categories with annotations, comments of their own and others, to reflect on their usability in different contexts. 4. Search engines. Empowering users to search the web is an important aspect of developing independent online learning. The abundance of information available on the www makes it difficult for the online learner to differentiate authentic and useful information and those that are not. Exposure to current, authentic information available through websites can provide students with environments that support inquiry-based and constructivist learning. Oliver 2000. However, research indicates that students' ability to use hypermedia-based information systems are influenced by factors such as prior knowledge and self-regulation. McGregor 1999. The participants may know how to navigate and surf the internet, but they may also lack strategies necessary to efficiently and effectively negotiate the reams of available information. McGregor and Liu 2005, page 162. In the online resource framework, we emphasized this aspect to facilitate the process of self-regulated learning on the net. Rogers and Swan 2004. 5. Online dictionary and thesaurus. A link may be provided to existing online dictionary and thesaurus on the subject and common dictionary on languages. This may also include links to subject-specific glossaries and handbooks available online. 6. Netiquettes and emoticons. Online and etiquettes are important rules and regulations to be followed for a clear, convenient, easily communicable, understandable, and safe online communication. These are essential to avoid misunderstandings and undesirable discussions on the internet that may affect learning. See http www.onlinenetiquette.com for more details. Part of N-etiquettes is also about effective use of emoticons. The online resources framework also includes all kinds of emoticons that can be used by the participants and the mentor to symbolically express their feelings, attitude, emotions and perceptions in a text-based communication. Emoticons are used mostly for computer-mediated communications, e.g. email, discussion groups. Walther and D'Addario 2001, Crone 2004. Sixel, Daniel and Williams, N.D. emphasize that the use of paralinguistic cues such as emoticons are highly useful to avoid miscommunication in multicultural settings. Analytic tools. In order to review progress and improve professional practice further, it is necessary to critically analyze the learning process itself. We believe that the analytical tools suggested in the framework would facilitate both formative and summative evaluation. These will also help the participants to assess themselves and receive feedback from their mentors on how they are progressing. Being online, it also has the advantage of showing the progress of the participant over time period and in comparison to others in the group. We suggested the following analytic tools: model evaluation, module evaluation, teaching evaluation, satisfaction, process reflection, learning assessment. 1. Model evaluation. This provides the participants with the opportunity to individually and/or collectively evaluate the online professional development model adopted in the whole program, and to provide feedback based on their critical reflection of the entire process on what worked and what didn't, and what needs to be improved upon. This may also be undertaken at various stages of the process, and involves the participants not only in critiquing the design of the professional development program, but also to self-reflect as to how they would like to perform in their role as professional developers. Regular web-based surveys are recommended for this purpose. 2. Module evaluation. This provides space for evaluating various aspects of the modules, content, presentation, activities, and others, so that the modules reflect current knowledge and practice. This may provide opportunity to orient the modules to individual and group needs on the course, and further enhance reflective interaction by self and in groups, online as well as offline. it is important to provide continuously data on the usage and performance of the group on the module activities. This will allow individual participants to reflect on their own involvement and progress. 3. Teaching evaluation. This allows the participants to evaluate and critique the design and teaching presence in the online learning environment, as also the processes of community of practice. The aspects of teaching presence include macro-level instructional design and organization, facilitation of discourse, and direct instruction. Garrison and Anderson, 2003. In place of teacher presence, the authors have used teaching presence to include even students as online moderators. Critiquing by the participants may focus on identification of ideas and concepts, conceptual ordering, organization of learning activities, diagnosis of misconceptions, and guiding discourse. 4. Satisfaction. This is essentially the summative evaluation of the CPD program at the reaction level. Learner satisfaction significantly influences the way they perceive the learning tasks, and the process of reflective and transformative learning is worthy and productive. This space provides for ascertaining through questionnaire and other approaches the extent of individual participants' satisfaction, as also what needs to be done to involve them in the process. It may be noted that learner satisfaction must be a well-informed reaction from the participants. 5. Process reflection. It is important that both the mentor and the participants themselves reflect on the process of reflective online collaboration. While this is a process which the mentor needs to encourage and ensure at various stages of the asynchronous discussion conferencing, at this stage, the mentor can provide the participants analysis of reflective discussions for further individual reflection. The Computer Program Cope or Discussion Explorer, http www.scholarly.co.uk, described by Salmon, 2000, for analyzing reflections in online conference would be extremely useful for this. So also the critical incident reporting described by Galbraith, 1992. This in a way is reflection on reflections, which could refer to Sean's, 1987. Reflection on action. 6. Learning assessment. The use of the online resource framework for CPD shall be highly effective if the users of the system can also know for themselves the extent of their learning through online systems that can assess participants' learning. This may have mentor intervention to provide specific inputs related to reflective learning and transformation. Every participant should be able to take unit end or term end exercises online, and their performances may be available for comparison with that of the group. McDonald, 2004, identified use of 3 different incremental approaches to assessment of online learners, viz. Assessment to create learning opportunities at critical points, assessment to support the development of a learner, and assessment in which learners participate, depending on their levels of comfort with the online environment. She emphasized that the online assessment should be designed to encourage participation. Formative evaluation. The frameworks of online CPD, Panda and Juva, 2006, as also the online resources based on review were subjected to anonymous peer review by experts, teacher, educators. 8 experts responded, provided their comments on online resources under 3 heads: the framework, design of online resources, and the media mix, which are collated and presented as follows. The framework. The online resources framework for online CPD included the role of reflection in online constructivist professional development, in which community of professional practice, culture, and online learning community play important roles. These collaboratively contribute to bringing reflection to the fore for individual and group construction and negotiation of meaning. Therefore, reflection needs to be facilitated to further enhance learning towards meaning making, transformative learning, and development of professional identity. It was suggested by the reviewers that the role of reflection should be categorically linked across online learning community and community of practice, as also across internal construction and negotiation, and social construction and negotiation. Further, the situatedness of the context needs to be established and linked to individual cognitive structure, community of practice, and the role of culture in online learning community. Design of online resources. The review of resources design presented in this paper included largely the design for online learning community, but also linked to individual activities and reflection, as also activities to be undertaken offline by the community of practice. It was suggested that the design was appreciated in the sense that it combined individual learning, learning in online learning community, and collaborative group work in the community of professional practice very well. However, the activities further needed to be linked, with the help of concrete examples, to each other and to establish the respective reflective practice as well as their combined effect on development of professional identity and therefore professional practice. Media mix. It was pointed out at the stage of needs analysis, Panda 2004b, that it would be more effective and efficient if content is provided as multiple media on CD-ROM, DVD and web-based. Also, both mentor support and peer interaction should be provided online for ease of access and convenience. This is also supported by a recent study on online learners of information technology, Dikshit et al., 2003. It is important to note that mentor and peer support are of equal value and importance both online and offline for CPD. Within the COP. Conclusion. Developments in the web technology including the semantic web and Web 2.0 today provide educators and teachers enormous possibilities for individual engagement and group collaboration. Availability of open education resources under common licensing makes provision for access to free content unimaginable a few years ago. Differences in cultural, linguistic, and individual learning styles suggest that learning development resources need to be effectively designed to promote reflection and reflective practice. The resources, processes and activities in both the contexts of individual and collaborative reflection as well as at online learning community and offline community of practice need to be converged to establish smooth horizontal and vertical mobility in learning and professional practice. The consideration of the process is, therefore, of greater importance. Transformational learning and/or perspective transformation being the end goal of professional development, process design is the center of such exercises. A recent work, Gunawardana et al. 2006, on development of online wisdom communities. WISCOM, based on 2 cycles, Cycle of Inquiry for Module Design and Spiral of Inquiry for Program Design, which foster development, innovation and support may form the reference point to work towards designing such processes especially in contexts of ill-structured knowledge domains. A point of crucial reference is the design of learning activities within online resources which can foster and promote reflection and reflective practice. Reflection has been considered as individual reflective restructuring in thinking, Gunawardana et al. 2006p. 223, at the 4th stage of the process before one reaches the final stage of negotiation. Preservation. A core frame of pedagogical analysis within which reflection in online professional development can be located may be the technological pedagogical content knowledge, TPCK, of Kolar and Mishra, 2008. The TPCK goes beyond the individual knowledge of the components of content, pedagogy and technology, rather they are weaved together, and the solutions lie in the ability of a teacher to flexibly navigate the space defined by the 3 elements, and the complex interactions among these elements. In specific contexts, Kolar and Mishra 2008 page 18. Therefore, what the teachers and online facilitators require is cognitive flexibility for establishing relationships and understanding context-specific solutions. Online learning and online resources encompasses all the 3 content, pedagogy, and technology as also the teachers and students as human beings. These resources designed reflectively could lead to their effective contribution, individually as well as collectively, to enhancing professional practice. Further research is needed in context to establish the effectiveness of the reflective online resources designed using the 5 tools discussed in this paper. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video with the next chapter.